Jollybird came about during a period when we were all going through the pandemic and we were very much wanting to cope with what was happening around us. There were a lot of different ways in which we were all trying to work with multiple different kinds of historical photographic processes, but at the same time, we want something that all of us at the collective shared was the kind of realities that was thrown at us on an everyday basis. And then we realized that it would be interesting to put together everything and then figure out a way to actually have a conversation of what was going on. And that's how the idea of the book became very important to us, the idea of the book being a medium in which we wanted to share with what all four of us are going through. And we dedicated the book to S.P. Balasubramaniam and one of his songs called Jollybird, who passed away due to COVID during that period. That was how the book came by.
When I started making images in the early days of the pandemic, it was my way of coping with the situation outside. I was just responding to what was unfolding around me. That our individual experiences and voices can come together and speak in one form, which is the book, to me is the strength of our collective. I believe that this is what will see us through. It was also made at a time when resources were very hard to find, and we printed, covered and hand stitched it, all using local resources and materials.
During the pandemic, I remember feeling very claustrophobic. I was mostly at home, and I wasn't used to something like that before because I'm a photographer and I'm traveling for a considerable part of the month. So I felt very restricted, and I started being more perceptive to sounds around me, particularly of the birds that came visiting our house in the morning. And then I had this huge recollection of my younger days when I used to go out every other weekend to watch birds at ISC, at Sankey Tank, or at faraway forests. So then I decided to start illustrating these birds that came visiting our garden, and along with it I also wrote a small piece recollecting when I had seen the bird for the first time and my emotions associated with it. So the whole act of illustration and doing the drawings and then writing about it kind of kept my mind occupied.
Initially, like when it was very new, the lockdown was very new thing for all of us, and we were not prepared for it. Life was moving very smooth, and it was just a shock. So I started documenting, like every day I will just take a walk somehow during the lockdown in my near vicinity and where I stay, and I'll just document whatever I see. And then finally, when lockdown was over and we again reunited in the studio, so then this whole idea was being discussed and floated, that why don't we actually put it together as a book format. And for me, this book is a document of time.